2 no trump. But these names are old, yeah. Okay. 12, 14. So this looks like a slam hand, just based on the amount of high cards. Yep, this looks like it belongs in 6 no trump. Also, North passed with 12 points. So that probably would have made it easier to get to slam if they hadn't done that. But yeah, I do think, well, I don't know what the range of their 2 no trump is, but if South showed 20 to 21 and North has 12, let's say they hadn't passed, that adds up to 32 to 33, which means they should at least be inviting slam, if not bidding it.
The other table is having some sort of XYZ auction.
A club, a diamond, a spade, 2 diamonds. You know, that there's always a chance I feel like that just goes all pass when that happens. Then we could see, yeah, that's definitely a trend, I feel like, where one table misses slam and they win the swing. Okay, so they jumped to 3 no trump. Not strictly necessary, I think. You could have bid 2 no trump, but if it's an artificial game force. Also, North in the other room was kind of not mainstream to rebid their spade suit with a balanced hand. But anyway, I think, yeah, once North opened the bidding, South is going to bid slam, like with 21 good points.
Yeah, I think a common agreement is well, not common, but some people agree like when we could bid 2 no trump and we jump to 3, it shows somewhere in like the range of a strong no trump, like 15 to 17.
Yeah, because the idea, a lot of people are taught like fast arrival, kind of like jumping to game shows a bad hand or something. I don't think in most game forcing auctions, if you're already in a game force, that's usually not a good idea. You don't want to take up space unnecessarily, in my opinion. So yeah, that's why where the agreement Bruce mentioned comes from. That like jumping to game shows like kind of a medium strength hand, like some extras.
It's just also hard in 2/1 sometimes to show additional values, so it's a really useful bid for that purpose.
Yeah. So in the other room, 3 no. On the club lead, maybe could make all the tricks. The problem is they played the 8 of clubs at trick 1, and now they played a club to the ace. West has 3 good clubs, so taking a diamond finesse is pretty. I mean, you still can't go down, but they really should have just crossed to the ace of hearts to take a diamond finesse and kept the ace of clubs and dummy. That being said, they still can take. I mean, the hearts break. They can take all the tricks here. The other room. So what about the play in 6 now? I mean, you're pretty much cold in 6 now, as long as you can take 4 diamond tricks. So it really would take a lot of bad luck to go down in 6 now. You need to, although you might need to play a little carefully, potentially. Like it would be a mistake. Yeah, okay. You need to play a little carefully. Like it would be a mistake in 6 now. Do you want to switch screens? I think that.
Yeah, let me switch.
Yeah, I think here it would be a mistake like to play like naturally, sort of to just like win the ace of hearts and run the 10 of diamonds. That would not be, I think, the best play, because then there would be some risk that if you lose to the queen of diamonds and they shift to a club, that your ace of clubs gets dislodged before you've unblocked your spades, and you might not take 4 spade tricks anymore. Yeah, I think you might want to play really safe for something like win the king of hearts, unblock the ace queen of spades, and now you can do whatever you want. Now you can play a heart to the ace and run the 10 of diamonds, for instance. Is I mean, maybe not the technically best line, but it's safer.
And what is the best way to play this diamond? combination.
Well, for how many tricks?
I think just for 4. Well,
Just for, yeah, well, that's what you need on the hand, kind of. So if you just need 4, you really only need to be worried about the 5-1 breaks.
yeah.
In that case, let's see. I mean, my instinct is to just, I mean, one way you could do it is just cash the ace and then like concede to the queen with the 10, and you just lose to not, you also pick up stiff queen that way. I suppose if you lead the 10 and it gets covered by the queen and you win the ace and West drops the 8 or the 9, you can now do a safety play of finessing the 7. And that picks up all the 5-1 breaks with stiff 8 or 9 with West. And
Cool.
if they're not 5-1, you're still good.
Oh, bridge is so cool.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get into it. The nuances. I think the original point I made is more important about not blocking the spades and not creating that kind of risk. Diamonds usually are not 5-1.
Even if they're 5-1, I guess you also have like squeeze or like the 4th heart.
Yeah, you have a lot of chances, but yeah, I'm not sure what the best line is. Like I said, it's the kind of hand where if I was declaring at the table, I don't think I'd think like 5 minutes, just because like 95% of the time you're just gonna make it anyway, like easily. And I mean, maybe if I was in a really important event, I'd think a while, but it's, yeah.
There's something to be said about spending a lot of mental energy catering to a very small edge case.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's funny. Like in expected value, it's kind of like spending mental energy for an over trick almost, because you're swinging, it swings a lot of imps, but only a very small percentage of the time. So the EV is kind of like thinking about an over trick probably. But it doesn't feel that way. Like when you go down and
yeah.
unlucky hand when you could have made it, it doesn't feel the same as blowing 10 over tricks.
Yeah, that's true.
So they did play the Queen of Hearts. Yeah, I think unblock the spades is probably... Yeah, I think unblock the spades, heart to the ace, 10 of diamonds is like the simplest. You do have some communication issues. Okay, so well, if they didn't, yeah, so they didn't unblock the spades. The other room, yeah, another case kind of there with the South hand, where South did 3 clubs over the 2 heart opening, but should have doubled, or it would be better with this shape to make a takeout double if you're going to act rather than bidding 3 clubs. I mean, actually, you could argue maybe they should have passed because the stiff king isn't worth that much, and they only have 8 points outside of hearts. But double is, I think, fine.
With the West hand, I think I would be very, especially at match points, I'd be very tempted to just hit 3 clubs and.
Yeah, you could double 3 clubs. Yeah, so in the main room, or in the room on the main screen with 6 no trump, yeah, they did risk this, small chance if the 10 of diamonds had lost and a club comes back, they could have been in trouble. But here, they had diamond finesse 1, they're going to take all the tricks. I mean, actually, it's worth noting in the diamond suit that it's actually correct probably for East to cover the 10 of diamonds with the queen. And that denies declarer the ability to run the diamond suit, because their 8 will eventually get promoted since their partner has the 9.
What if? Oh yeah, North is declared. But what if South was concealed and South had Ace King 9 7-4 instead of Ace King Jack 7-4?
It would still be fine to cover, kind of. I think even if South is declare, it is a pretty reasonable bridge play to cover the 10 of diamonds, although not totally clear, and might depend on the hand. But are they saving the beer? Did they purposely save the 7 of diamonds?
I mean, that's just good technique. I mean,
I think, yeah, they stopped cast. Either they're not sure their diamond's high or something, or they're just waiting to take the last trick with
or they're just way cooler than us, for sure.
We'll probably get to see, because they're. Oh no, actually we won't get to see because their natural play is to take the last trick with the 7
Yeah.
anyway. Kinda. Yeah. They're getting the beer. So that's 11 imps to WashU. Green.
Yep.
So I didn't actually look at the play in 3 hearts, but I imagine. Oh, they've lost a heart. Somehow they didn't lose a club. Did the jack of clubs get ducked or something?
Let me see.
Yeah, probably what?
Yeah, looks like a round of clubs got played, and for some reason the jack didn't get taken.
Can't see yet what happened.
Yeah, the only way you can check all the hands going on is to click like the number of tricks taken and hit the backward arrow, which is really annoying. But it, like, you hit like the 1, you see like the 1 and the 5, or
Should I let me?
like no, not show double dummy. Like under, you see where it says the contract, like 3 hearts each.
Yeah.
You click the number of tricks, like you hit the 1 or the 5.
Oh, really? Oh, you can go backwards forever as I see.
And then you just, but it's very annoying.
Okay, so.
But you can't. Yeah, they duck the opening lead, exactly. 7 of
Interesting.
clubs, jack.
South made a potentially fatal diamond pitch for another over trick.
Yeah, this could end up making a lot. I think at the beginning of the hand, I would have been in doubt whether the contract would make, but now it can make 2 over tricks if they play the king.
I'm gonna switch tables.
This happened again. I don't understand. Robertson keeps dying on my.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, came back.
Okay.
Oh, so Declare made a very good guess here to play the king.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that was actually
It
a really.
did.
What was the information from the auction that?
Well, I think just South having bid, and also South took a few seconds before playing the 10.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me log in and out to fix this again.
Yeah,
I think,
me.
or I don't. Yeah. So annoying. Okay.
We lost Kevin again.
Yeah. So on this one, the other table, the West hand, South didn't bid, and then the West hand judged not good enough to raise partners white and red preempt, which is very reasonable.
I think that's definitely the right call.
Yeah.
It depends on like how much you.
It
Switch
depends
up.
on style.
Yeah, it depends on how much
yeah.
you switch up style first white and red, but I feel like 2 hearts should be kind of trashy.
Yeah. This one.
Okay.
Probably start off with a diamond, and then yeah. This
Oh, here's Kevin. Okay, let me put Kevin back in.
Yeah,
Hi,
sorry.
Kevin. Okay.
Alright. But West South started with a club. So West correctly passed. North bids a heart. South probably bids a spade. I feel like you're just gonna end up in 2 hearts here. Is what should happen. What did the other table play on board 2? They're just in 2 hearts.
I think double dummy with the north-south cards, 5 diamonds is. Well, I guess they can lead trumps.
But you're off 3 aces.
Oh yeah, never mind.
But 4 diamonds.
4 diamonds, yeah.
Closer. 4 diamonds. Yeah, 4 diamonds is cold, probably. Although, I'm not sure. But it looks cold.
The 1 no trump rebid.
Yeah, I don't think I'd. Well, personally, with this exact shape as the South hand, I pretty much always open 1 diamond. And the reason for that is when I open a diamond and my partner bids a heart, I bid a spade, showing an unbalanced hand the way I play. then if my partner did the no trump, I can complete my pattern with 2 clubs, and my partner will know I'm 4-1-4-4 or 4-0-5-4.
I was talking. We had this come up during training, but do you think bidding 2 clubs could be like any minimum 4-1-4-4, or does it show like extra values, or
It
has to be 4-0-5?
it could be 4-1-4-4 minimum to me. It could be. I think it's. I mean, I don't think you have to do it with the 4-1-4-4 minimum, but I think the range of 2 clubs is like 11 to 16. I think it's like a wide-ranging bid, much like it doesn't actually clarify the range so much. If you jump to 3 clubs, I think that would be like kind of like almost forcing like 17 to 8. Like it would be the total max of a 1 spade bid, kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, 1 no trump, and South also, or sorry, I mean North made a strange decision to pass 1 no trump. It'd be normal to correct the hearts. But this is going to do fine, I assume. Actually, 3 no trump is probably the spot on this hand. I think that's probably the contract that would make.
Yeah, the intermediate north-south like intermediates are just so good in this hand.
Yeah, I do think if I was South, I would definitely in no trump, be attacking diamonds and then spades, but they led spades, so I'll see if they keep leading them. But yeah, I think those are where you're setting up all your tricks. So playing hearts, especially this heart to the queen, it's not as profitable to try to set up hearts. You can set up so many tricks just by knocking out the ace of spades and the ace of diamonds. That's what you should be doing. Now, if the defense shifted to clubs, it would start getting scary almost. That you might lose some club tricks and this worked. Okay, heart queen won the trick. Never mind. I take it all back.
Get got. What can you say?
But now,
oh my gosh, the club.
Okay, they attack. They keep playing the suits that I wouldn't play. But if they take this finesse, it will also win. Maybe they're just gonna max out some insane amount of tricks in this hand.
Yeah, Scott makes a great comment. They can even the beer card count. They're trying to get even for
maybe
what was perpetrated against them.
Take work. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think they really have the plan here. It definitely the key is set up tricks, set up new tricks, and that's what the diamonds scream, and the spades too. All right, they've set up the spades, but
they're
now
still fine, right?
Oh, I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're fine. For making the contract, yeah. I think they're almost. I think they can be held to 1 double dummy now.
Yeah.
If West had played a club to the queen, and East had played a heart back to the king, and West set up their club trick, they could be held to 1. On this play, I mean, now again, they should definitely play a diamond.
They don't want to lose the ace. I'm sorry. Come on.
And queen of spades is not gonna do anything bad with spades 4-3.
No, yeah, I mean, I think almost by process of elimination, I think they're gonna play a diamond. They're unless they think the jack of clubs is high now and they try to take the jack of clubs. That would be actually. Oh.
No.
Yeah, that unfortunately was the card that. Yeah, now West's hand is gonna be high probably.
No way.
Oh, now West's hand is high after this trick. That was sad. Okay.
That was so sad. Oh man.
But yeah, I think it's a really great learning opportunity if South gets to go over the hand later about setting up tricks, especially in no trump. It's because I think learning to play with the trump suit is kind of harder in some ways because there's a lot more different concerns.
Yeah.
You have to sometimes draw the opponent's trump. You have to sometimes set up a side suit. You have to sometimes rough stuff before you draw trump. Whereas in no trump, you can pretty much use what did you call it, the trick packages thing, or the thing I described earlier on stream. I think it's pretty easy it's usually pretty easy to determine what suit you should be working on.
I don't know if West doesn't know. West may not know their clubs are high at this point.
But
Yeah, I mean the thing is, West can't. West has no losing.
there's nothing left to do. You can't like pull out a card you already played and revoke with it. It's online. Like there's.
If South had kept the 8 of clubs, I would have been interested to see if West might accidentally like play the 3 of clubs and let them win the 8. Because I do see this all the time that people like when they miscount, it's a good habit almost
To play
to get
high.
into to play high.
Yeah.
Like just, it might be good and you might not realize it. Like especially if you like if it's a situation where you're setting up a suit and you're trying to give up a trick like to what you think is the highest card out, and you have a bunch of low ones that you think are all equal. Like play the highest low one. First of all, it's actually good technique, but that's a nuance because it reveals less information to the defense usually. But also, sometimes your high one actually wins the trick. I've seen this happen multiple times where somebody like exited the low one because they were trying to lose the trick because they thought they didn't have a high one, and they lost to a middle one because they exited the low one. So it's a really good habit to get into.
Ooh, what a monstrous hand West has.
Yeah.
Would you open to no trump?
I don't love it with the 2 small spades when I'm off shape, but it's fine. I think opening 2 no trump is perfectly reasonable.
I like the club just because you're so suited. I don't know.
2 no trump simplifies the auction. Like most people, for instance, don't have many very good reverse agreements like on this auction. Like I don't know if with this pair is how much they've discussed it, but yeah. Whereas if you open 2 no, it just goes 2 no transfer, 3 no pass very fast. Because yeah, 3 no is gonna 3 no's looks like it will make here. Although it does take, maybe needs the spade finesse.
Yeah,
for me, oh, go on.
Oh, sorry. Someone in chat says reversing on 5-4-2-2s is so tricky, and that's very valid. I don't know.
Well, reversing it all is tricky, but and reversing on 5-4-2-2s, you know, some people might think is unnecessary because it's close enough to balance.
To no trump.
I would bid 2 spades with the East hand the way I play, just saying I have 5 spades. It's forcing 1 round, but it doesn't show a good hand. Like, I think the East hand is not intending to game force. It should probably just bid 2 spades and then bid 3 clubs. I mean, you have a pretty decent hand opposite a reverse. You have an ace and 3 clubs. But I don't know. You still do only have 6 points. Yeah, the West hand's in this weird range where it has like a little extra for a reverse. Might just be 3 no trump anyway. I would play 2 no's forcing. But yeah, I don't know. If I had the same West hand with like 17 or 18, maybe I'd just like bid 3 clubs now to say I'm not extras. I don't know. I think this is practical. Opening 2 no is also pretty practical, honestly. Like, I do think if you're trying to make people's lives easier, telling them to like open no trump when in doubt is a good idea. Because it simplifies the auction.
Especially if it gets competitive. Like 2-0, you're much less likely to have messy competitive situations.
Yeah.
South has a very interesting lead.
Yeah. I mean, I could see good play. I mean, that's interesting. Queen of diamonds. I mean, leading a diamond is the simple thing to do because it's a good suit. But yeah, you should probably lead low when you're leading a diamond. Usually when you lead an honor, it's because you have a supporting honor behind it.
Oh, it works here. You unblock. You don't have to worry about unblocking later.
That's true. This hand, yeah, I think Declare is going to be forced to basically play this hand. They're going to take the ace, king of clubs and see that they need to finesse the jack. And then they're going to play a spade to the queen, I think, because they need that trick anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, not sure. I thought maybe North there shouldn't pitch a diamond, but it's not clear to me. Like maybe those are winners, but
Okay.
yeah, here he's just got 9 tricks, and I believe most likely if he plays smart, he'll probably end up making 10. I think unless North keeps defends pretty well, they're going to get end played into leading it into the King of Hearts. Like we'll see how North pitches, but if they don't unblock their king, like let's say they pitch a diamond and something else, I just think they're going to get end played. Also, if they pitch a diamond, the 10 of diamonds will be good. They shouldn't,
Yeah.
They pitch a spade. That's
Wow.
that's good for them. But it's still there still can be unplayed because they can cash the ace of diamonds, play a spade to the ace, and play the 10 of diamonds to the jack. Although I don't know if Declare would actually do that. Like they probably think South has the jack of diamonds.
Why would they think that?
Yeah, if I were Declare here, I'd be tempted to maybe play a spade actually. So they just played a heart. That actually works if they play low. You could duck it, but they're
But
not.
if he played a 10, now yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And,
The more straightforward way.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think it is worth being said that there were enough hearts out for the defense that it was incorrect for Declare to play a heart there. If the ace is on side, they're always going to get the trick. There weren't enough winners out for the defense for it to ever matter. So you might as well exit one of your other cards and hope North wins it. Although, yeah, I think the natural one would have been the spade, maybe.
And we've learned our lesson this time. We're definitely on the faster table.
Yeah.
I am surprised because I would expect the other table to be slower, based on like people sitting at each position. It's like Leo and George are pretty fast.
So at the other table... Okay.
Maybe North-South there are slower. I don't know. So here, North opened a little light with 1 club. East will probably...
Probably double, but I'm not sure if it's negative.
You asked earlier, like Bruce, about like whether I'd jump raise or like this West Hand's an example of one where I would not show a jump raise of any kind. I would just make a simple raise because it doesn't. Even though I have 4 trumps, it doesn't feel like I have 4 trumps. My hand is very balanced.
Yeah, 4-3-3. I think I don't consider that as really 4 trumps.
There might be some hands with 4-3-3 where I'm very concentrated or something, but this hand I'm just very scattered. All my points are actually in the 2 suits they've bid so far anyway, so. Yeah, I just recommend 2 spades. This is another hand where in standard bidding South is technically supposed to double 1 spade to show 4 hearts, but very natural to bid your much better and longer diamond suit.
A little over halfway through the round, you should be on your 5th board.
Yeah, the other table is
One table's on the 5th board.
So West did show a mixed raise, which would be like 7 to 9 points and 4 trumps is sort of the definition of a mixed raise, which they have.
And like just
This is a very very risky bid though. This could be like, unless they really have the agreements. This is a non-jump.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Robert?
I was just gonna say that like the reason like the reasoning is like why the flat hands are so bad is 9-card suits are like generally so strong because you also have roughing value. So like that's why the 4-3-3 is just like kind of death to have 4-card support. But
yeah, having 4-3-3 is maybe usually closer on balance to a 3-card support. Yeah, and as Bruce points out, most experienced players play a jump cubid by the partner of the overcaller, the advancer that is shows this mixed raise hand, and this is not a jump bid. You do have both club and diamond cubids available at the 3 levels. So what I usually play is exactly what they seem to, well, what West seems to think they play anyway, is that the higher cubid shows a mixed raise, the lower cubid shows a limit raise. Yeah.
Last train.
By the way, I don't know if you heard my answer, Robert, but when you asked what convention would you bring to a desert island, I suggested last train so I could get off the island.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't hear that. I'm glad you repeated that. I also did think of, I thought this one was pretty good, like SOS redoubles, if like you want to use that to
SOS,
signal, you know, and get picked off the island.
That's better. I like that even better.
Last train is good, for sure.
That being said, I don't think East had a last train. East should not be interested in game. I don't think opposite of mixed raise really. I just think you have a 5-3-3-2-13 count. Your partner showed like 6 to 9 points. We probably don't belong in game.
Queen
like
of Diamonds looks really crummy too.
Yeah, and your values are even if you had 2 small diamonds and the Queen of Spades, I'm still dubious-ish. But then I wouldn't be sure. Like 100%, but yeah, I'm pretty sure here this would just be 3 spades.
Well, this might not be good. 6 of clubs might go 6 to the ace, which would be very bad.
Yeah, it's a good principle that leading a club actually makes sense here, I think, because North open clubs and you can be trying for a ruff, but you need to start with the high card from the short side, from the hand with less clubs to unblock the suit. You want North to win the second club so they can give you your ruff. In this case, you don't even need a ruff because you can actually just take the first 3 club tricks.
I think the contract is still down on good defense. You lose a spade, a heart, a diamond, and 2 clubs.
Really? Finds the jack? Would y'all have found the jack play there?
It looks normal to me. It looks relatively normal to play the jack to me. I mean, partner could have king 10-6. I mean, it depends what your leads are partially, but the 6 looks like a high spot. So to me, if my partner led the 6, I'd know they either had a double 10-6, a singleton 6, or like king 10-6. And I mean, probably. So most of those you're okay playing the jack. I guess a singleton, you might rather play the ace. So they've crashed the king here. They should continue with the club to give the ruff. Because their partner must be out now because they played the king, and they did that. That's good.
And they gave very good suit preference.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know if this pair has that kind of agreement to play suit preference, but yes, it's a good agreement that when you're giving a ruff to give suit preference with the card you give the ruff with. 9 is high, asking for the higher return.
If they do play suit preference, potentially this was really helpful.
Well, a diamond play, it's good they played a heart, because if South plays a diamond, the contract's actually cold at that point, because that blows 1 trick by giving them the queen of diamonds. Then they can cash the ace of spades, eliminate the diamond suit, and then throw North in with the king of spades. And North would be unplayed to lead away from the queen of hearts. But now it's a 2-trick swing. This should go down 2 now, I think. I think double dummy it goes down 2. Yeah. So board 4, they got to 3 no trump in the other room, and they're gonna make it in the same way. It looks like. South needs to play a heart here. But at least if they play a diamond now, it should still go down.
Playing a diamond now would feel odd when you decided don't have any additional information when you first decided to not lead a diamond, that now you do.
Well,
so-
buy the other token. So this is the perfect other example to your question about active versus passive defense. This is a case where you can see as South, your diamond tricks cannot go anywhere. Like they could not go on the heart. There's nowhere you're, even if your partner has the queen of diamonds, there's no need to play a diamond. Whereas, yeah, playing a heart can't blow any tricks in the heart suit at this point. So that's what clearly makes it the right play.
I
Now
think
here, here you go.
I think it probably South was tunnel visioned on trying to aggressively get a club ruff or something. I don't know.
Well, they were out of
Oh, they're out of clubs. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, I give
And
up.
also out of trumps.
I think Declare might have miscounted the Trump speed, or I think Declare forgot the rough happened there because they like
Oh,
tried.
okay.
They really wanted to take this finesse.
I was
but-
trying to think of something for South. But
I think North could have potentially overtaken the queen of spades with the king and played either red suit to just make sure partner doesn't go wrong.
Yeah, they could have. Well, we still need North here to keep their 10-9 of hearts.
I don't think North will be tempted to keep the beer.
oh, okay.
Okay.
Now that would be something. Okay.
Right. That one.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to stay till the very end.
Oh, that's
but
no problem.
I have 10 more minutes. This looks like a slam.
It looks like also a slam that's they're probably going to be able to find, like, you know, opening a no trumps is probably going to simplify the auction.
I want to make 7 spades double dummy. Can I do it? I don't know. This is tricky. It's very close to 7 spades. I want to say you can make 7 spades double dummy. Maybe from the south.
I think you could. Wait, no, you can't. North has both
Two.
squeeze cards.
You can rough out the queen jack of clubs to take 5 spades, 2 hearts, 2 diamonds, and 3 clubs. And then you need to squeeze west in the red suits somehow for the 13th, for the last trick. Which you can do, I believe.
Yeah, you can, because you can use the 10 of clubs as the squeeze.
Yeah, you can do just a simple positional squeeze. Yeah, where your last dummies cashing the 10 of clubs, and North's remaining cards are just the ace king 10 of hearts and the jack of diamonds, and West will have to pitch in front of them. So yeah, you can make 7 spades double dummy.
Dang.
But you probably won't. Anyway, let's see how the bidding should go here. So yeah, so South had a sort of a normal no trump opening. They rebid a no trump. And standard bidding, so this is a weird auction because usually I like to actually, say new suits by the partner of the opening bidder are generally forcing. This is an exception in standard bidding. 2 hearts usually just says you don't want to play, you just want to play in spades or hearts and a part score. Anyway, I'm not sure what agreements or what they thought the bids meant, but yeah.
Thank God it wasn't passed out. That's the important.
Yeah, they're in game, which is good. And Georgia Tech is gonna win imps, I believe, in the other room, maybe. If they make 2 spades, which they've gotten the jack of diamonds lead to the queen, so now they should be able to win imps on this end.
I'm wondering what north-south, what no trump range north-south are playing, if South didn't open a no trump.
I mean, maybe I think they might just not, know what a no trump opening, like when to open a no trump.
That'd be sad.
I mean, it's fine. It's just it's something to learn.
If you played the jack, now you have a heart club squeeze against West or 7.
Now, okay, I don't think I followed Kevin's line. Isn't the squeeze that just like West only gets a diamond discard and then you can't pitch a heart, a club, or a diamond?
Oh, you could try for a triple squeeze. Yeah, I guess you also have a triple squeeze. I was just roughing out the clubs to set them up and then doing a squeeze. But yeah, if you just run 5 trumps right away, that might also work. Although I don't think it would work on like a club lead, for instance, because you don't have communication as much there. So I'm not sure that would work on a club lead. Like
I
it,
think
yeah.
it's still, oh, okay. Anyway.
Like if I lead the, okay, whatever, it's pretty nuanced, but if I lead the queen of clubs to the ace and you just run 5 trumps right away, I believe West can pitch 2 diamonds and then there's no way to squeeze them in hearts and clubs at that point. Because when you cash 3 rounds of diamonds, you have to end in the north hand.
You're right. Yeah, okay, you're right.
It's
okay.
super, yeah. Anyway. Okay, so it did put up the jack of diamonds.
Oh,
so
wait,
yeah, so now
oh, never mind. I'm getting distracted by the squeeze. Anyway, on the actual hand.
yeah, as Bruce was saying, if you take your spades and diamond tricks here, West is gonna get squeezed between hearts and clubs. You're gonna take the first 8 tricks, and you have 2 more ace kings, and they can't both keep the heart and club. I wouldn't guess it's likely to happen.
I think this could still technically work.
You can do it now if you cash the spades before the diamonds. Because you need to end in the south hand now.
At the other table, I think North is getting end play, so East West will be making 3.
Nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, this is the problem with the way it went here now is that South just took their tricks. So now there's no squeeze component. Now they're just, West can just guard the hearts because there's no communication back to the South hand. Okay. We'll see. So yeah, if you open a no trump, I'd say it's pretty normal to get to slam. I think you'd open a no trump, North would bid Stamen, South would show hearts, and North would basically be forced into slam and hearts at that point, I think, in a standard auction.
Wait, sorry. Can you say what you do after? Okay, well, in this case, okay, so your rebid plan is forcing to slam. If they.
Yeah, I mean, like on a simple, there's all kinds of conventions you could play, but I think.
This is...
Okay, they didn't take the bids, but I mean they've already made 9 tricks.
Was that just a misclick?
I don't know. Maybe they thought their 10 was high after the queen dropped, or maybe I don't know.
That's really unfortunate. I mean, it looks like it wasn't a misclick because they continued playing afterwards, but it's kind of hard to fathom why they would play a heart
instead of the spades. Yeah, we don't know. It's all right. Anyway, yeah, I was gonna say with this North hand after Stamen and 2 hearts, like if you just have 1 bid, it's 6 hearts. What you really want, I mean, I could get into like the system stuff, but like you want a way to say hearts are trump and the hand's about slam. Because in standard bidding, if you jump to 4 no over 2 hearts, it's quantitative. It implies you had probably like 4 spades and you didn't have a heart fit, and you're inviting slam. So the way that, I mean, there's even more complex systems, but the simple way that you say hearts are trump and I want to look for slam or bid slam is you bid 3 of the other major. So in this case, it would be a jump to 3 spades over 2 hearts. With this hand, you might also like play, you could jump to 4 clubs as like a splinter agreeing hearts, and you might have that agreement. There's various things you might do.
I wanted to ask in that sort of setup, and this is getting a little sidetracked, but what would transferring to spades and then 3 hearts be?
In standard bidding, that shows 5-5 game forcing.
Okay.
With 5-4, you basically bid Stamen planning to use the small one convention. If partner bids 2 diamonds, yeah. But again, if you have 1 bid at the North hand, like if you don't know what to do, if you're playing with a partner, like if I were playing with someone in this event that I'd never talked about anything with, I'd just bid 6 hearts. Like I don't need to bid a grand slam, and we probably can make a slam. So it's just simple.
On this one, I think double dummy 6 clubs is makeable, but not very easy to find, or not almost not possible. I think very
The same position
possible to
came
find
up
at all.
with you know, like a new minor forcing type auction, and we had a strange rebid by North, so I'm wondering what's going to happen this time.
Hopefully not 2 clubs. That would not be good. Probably.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Let's switch tables real fast. To
They've been kicked. Yeah, this is an agreement you could have to bid key card right away.
5 diamonds.
I always think it's scary to play 4 spades as key card for hearts. But yep, we got a response that looks like the correct response. And yeah, I think North would just bid 6 hearts now because they're missing the Queen of Trump.
Oh no! At the other table, there's too much stuff going on. But we have okay. Oh, but they passed with the 14 count.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like North-South at the other table are just like pretty new, which is, you know, it's fun.
Oh, that's so painful.
Like, yeah, like if I see this, like, you want to start with a basis of like, what are the game contracts? When do we want to be in game contracts? And you need to learn about forcing bids. Like, maybe I don't know what the flaw in the North players' reasoning was, or like where their reasoning, where the two came from. So you need to talk to them to figure it out. You know, is it that they just don't know about game contracts, or they thought their partner would bid something after 2-no Trump?
I'm
So, yeah,
actually really surprised at this stop.
Oh yeah, this is I have to go after this, but this is basically what key card is not for. So the point when you bid key card, you should be intending to bid a slam unless you're off 2 key cards or 1 key card in the Queen of Trump. So here North found out they were off 0 key cards and the Queen of Trump, and they didn't bid slam. That means they shouldn't have bid key card. Or in this case, I'm fine with their key card bid actually, but they should have bid slam. But either way, it's not internally consistent. Bid key card, find out you're not off 2
7
key
minutes to
cards.
go. You should be close to starting your last round, or last board now.
Okay. I have got to go, but enjoyed commentating.
Yeah, that's super fun.
Right. See you, Kevin.
Yeah, see ya.
Thanks. That's super fun. I think it's just me and you, Bruce.
No, I'll stay.
What do you mean you'll
Hopefully
stay? I
talk
hope you're
some
not just leaving me here.
Just,
Solo commentary?
Click. Oops. It's good. Try to talk more. Oh, there's an undo at the other table.
The good thing about having Kevin on was that like he talks a lot and he has a lot of great stuff to say. So
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
someone
for
good to
sure.
have on commentary.
On this end, I was gonna say like, if they play 4 spade, direct jump to 4 spades as key card for hearts, what if partner responded 2 spades? Would 4-0 then be key card, or would that be quantitative? So I'm not too sure of their agreement.
That's a good question. I think it should still be quant, right?
Yeah, but how would you direct? Then they don't really. Do you play like 4 other major as key card specifically? That would.
It seems
be
like
a
you
very
do
interesting
what
agreement.
Kevin was talking about and bid 3 hearts as establishing the slam exploration, and then
Yeah,
later bid 4 now. I don't know. I don't have these agreements. I do feel like today a lot of these matches, and I think Bridge is often like this, have been a competition of sort of maybes, right? Like, they easily could have gone to slam here. There were just a lot of missed opportunities, and a lot of these matches, even the ones that were like really dominantly, just overwhelmingly favored, a lot of them could have swung the other way. So anyway.
Yeah, yeah. In junior bridge, like you kind of never know because like anything can happen really.
Yeah.
Like it's not really just down the line and people trying to like be very very focused on like it's like people trying to kind of it's more like people trying to like get a bit more like get into the way of each other than
Yeah.
just like try everyone trying to reach par at one table. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
This one should wrap up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, North, yes, sorry, South could definitely just claim here. It's very, yeah, it's very straightforward to set up the North hand at this point.
Yeah. I was gonna say South has the ace of clubs, which is good, but if South didn't have the ace of clubs, it would have been kind of risky to take the fourth round of trumps, because then if West taps you in clubs and spades are 5-1, then you don't have a way to get to the fifth spade.
Then you're not gonna,
But
yeah,
here-
you're not gonna have the transportation. That's true. That's a good point. Well, I've interviewed a lot of Georgia Tech teams because they've won all the matches that they've played, but I kind of feel like we should interview WashU because like WashU has brought like 4 or 5 teams and none of them have gotten on. But I really
Yeah,
want
for
to
sure.
get someone besides the boring Georgia Tech people, yeah, on the stream.
Yeah, I mean you can. Are we doing one after this one or?
I don't think so. I think this is it for tonight.
All right. Yeah, I know Rohan and Henry, but I don't think I know their other pair off like the top of my head.
Okay, so. Oh yeah, and this was the Oh, this is where they miss game. Oh, this is painful.
Yeah, this is really sad. I was not sure what.
And North is really thinking, you know, I don't know if you were here for this one, but earlier we saw a really interesting. We've seen multiple places in bidding where somebody has a really good hand in the context of the auction, and they just make some crazy jump bid, which partner doesn't know what the heck it is, and then things go wrong from there. Luckily, that doesn't happen this time.
Yeah, this one is a bit. I guess over no trump, if North has 3 clubs, but even if that's game forcing, I would not do it unless I have 5-5.
I will probably never forget that one time I was playing in some Atlanta tournament with Giorgio, and I didn't know how bidding worked, and I didn't know about new minor forcing, so we just missed game, and I will never forget that because that's such a painful situation.
Yeah, like I mean, these ones are like once you start playing a bit more, it's like it's almost odd. These conventions become more or less like more automatic because
Yeah.
it's just kind of integrated into your system, and it always comes up. So this one, South will probably bid 2 hearts. Although it is a good agreement for a bit more experienced players over new minor forcing to agree on if you always show, oh South decided to bid 2 no, but if it's always to show 3-card support for your partner first, or 4 cards of the other major first, or do you always show hearts before spades? All of these could be agreements, and it's good to have one.
What do you personally like playing?
I play something weird, which is like, if I bid 2, it only if I play bid 2 of either major, it shows only that one. But if I make a 3 of the minor bid over your game forcing, 3 of the other minors, so here if I bid 3 diamonds, that says I have both 4 hearts and 3 spades.
I see. So it's very descriptive. Yeah.
Yeah. And if I bid 3 of my own minor, that means I don't have either, and I have probably a 5 or 6 cards of my minor, and it's like, if your hand was like let's say 5-2-3-3 with a 17 count, we might have 6 of our minor potentially.
Yeah, that's a good set of agreements.
So this one, the South
Something
probably
went-
thought North had 4 spades, 6.
It's the 3 spade bid is definitely interesting. I I think it's pretty reasonable, actually. What do you think? Like, in the context of the auction, that South didn't show hearts? I don't know.
This one, I 3 spades just always sounds like 6, and with my ace queen 5 4 2, my partner doesn't have the king. This could be like horrible. Like, could be really bad if my partner
That's
has 2
true.
little spades and we're off 3 spade tricks and 4 spades. I think I would have gave 3 clubs a shot because even I have a 15 count, right? So even if we don't, our hearts are shaky, we should be a lock to make 5 clubs if partner has 4 or 5 clubs.
That's a good point. And if you bid 3 clubs and then partner volunteers like 3 spades or something with honor X, then maybe you can find the right place there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I guess it all started like their agreements probably are more geared towards just finding your 5-3 fit instead of a 4-4 other major fit. Or by 1 spade and no trump, I don't know if 2 hearts was forcing by agreement. I don't think so for this pair, but South just decided to not show 4 hearts.
And how do spades go? It looks
This
like
one
it's
will
still fine.
Yeah, it's probably actually it's probably actually 1 trick better than diamonds because I mean not diamonds, no trump, because in no trump you don't have the tempo to set up both hearts and spades before they knock out your 2 diamond stoppers.
Yeah.
So probably 4 spades is probably actually 1 trick better than 3 no trump.
And then what's happened at the other table? We've got a 1-no, so it doesn't seem like, unless it certainly doesn't seem like the imps are going to be possible here for WashU Green to come back. So it looks like it's pretty much a lock.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially if 4 spades. Even if 4 spades goes down, which is like impossible, but it's still very hard on the last hand to make up the deficit.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to visualize how 4 spades could go down. Is WashU Green not winning? Oh, it is. Oh, Georgia Tech. Sorry, my bad. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, WashU Green are the victors here.
Yeah.
And it is really slow, so I'm actually just going to switch to the scores right now, if that's fine with people. This is what the scores are going into the end of day 1 minus the last round. So UGA Red is slightly in first, Georgia Tech Gold close behind. You know, last round could easily change things. And then a pretty significant drop-off to WashU Green, who's going to pick up some more imps here versus Georgia Tech Navy. What happened here? Here we go.
Do you know if tomorrow will be straight? If it's bracketed knockouts, if it's 2 bracketed, will it start off as just 1 versus 8, or it will be like 1 versus 4?
I really should know more about the format of the event as the person running it. I'm not sure if it's knockout or not. Honestly, I don't remember. I feel like it is, but I feel like that also doesn't fit the feel of a junior tournament because you want people to get more rounds in. So I think I'm just wrong. I don't think it's knockout.
Yeah.
Let me just check with Cyrus real quick. Yeah, it's just 3 more rounds, so nothing.
So
crazy.
just the full round robin.
Yeah.
Okay. I think what they do in like the junior tournaments, at least the World Juniors, is when they go into the knockout stage, they want people to still play. So everyone that not in the knockouts still continues to do a kind of like a consolation round robin, and they still have like winners for those. But obviously, it's kind of like they kind of like split up off an event from the main event.
I play a video game, and I play a video game competitively. In the video game, they call that Buster Bracket, where you like busted out, like you lost, but hey, there's this other bracket you can play in.
Yeah.
It happens. Anyway,
So
Bruce,
here,
thank you
I
so
think-
much for commentating, and also thanks to the viewers we had. I hope people really enjoyed it. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you.
Overall, I'm happy to be here. I think this is like the first one I actually did with my camera on. I did one like a long time ago with Shroom with my camera on, but it feels a bit more. It feels like more engaging and a bit different. I have to say.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
see
it's super
yourself.
cool. I also love the in-person interviews. Like, I honestly have never done it before, so I don't think I'm doing like an amazing job. But it's a lot of fun seeing the people in person right after winning, and they're like talking about the boards. I think that's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it's great. I think like it keeps it's not just like the commentators talking back and forth all just about cards, and it's like it's something new, which is good. YouTube will engage.
Yeah, I would hope. I think we talked about this some, but I wish that the ACBL would invest something in broadcasting more, like just the highest. Like, this is a junior event, which is fun, but like it would be neat if they could do it for higher level events as well. I think it would be fun anyway.
Yeah, that also like, but like the problem was like I was gonna bring up the same point as Kevin is like everyone during the nationals, all the good players, like people who you kind of like really want commentating, the ACBL will want commentating for those events will probably be playing other events or will be in that event themselves. Like it's very hard to tell someone to take a day off the nationals and miss out on potentially an entire event because you're missing a day or two just to do commentary.
That's true. That's a good point. In most other competitive games, there's sort of like a class of like commentators, but Bridge doesn't really have that. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've got great commentators. They're all just mostly like just really top level players.
Yeah.
But I think potentially there could be room for people who aren't like most commentators are in most games are like relatively high level players but they're like upper mid like or like advanced players who are commentating, and like some things will just go over their head and you have to deal with it. I don't know.
Anyways, on this hand, I think it's probably going to repeat what the other table did, a club, a hard double pass, and a trump. And that will probably end the action. 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah.
One no seems really normal as north to me. I don't know, or you bid a spade, but
Oh, you mean as north?
I have both stoppers. Is why I might just bid one no. But
With the north hand or the east hand?
with the north hand.
Oh, so you bid a no trump over double.
I like that I have the king of diamonds and like the spade position.
Yeah, I think no trump white is good because you can potentially like steal the hand from them when they're about equal, but it kind of gives. It depends on your agreements because if my partner bid a no trump in like a live auction, I would assume like 9-2, like a very good 8 at least. It might lead South
awaiting
astray
scores
to
from
try
four
for game
matches,
with like
so please
let's
make
say
those
a
in.
14 count and then you just play 2 neutral. When you could have been, I guess, defending a no trump and then beating them. But that's just my style, especially because like you have 2 hearts here, which is not too bad.
That's
like,
true.
It's not too bad for either one, which is good. Like if you're 4-1-4-4, I don't think you should be.
No, I think it's wrong. I think like part of the reason I like no trump is because it shows the double ten, or like, yeah. Also, like a lot of my bidding experience is in more limited systems, so like one no there, you're not gonna like. You're not gonna later. You're not misrepresenting your hand against like a potential really strong hand that later it bites you in like some investigating sequence, so that's probably biasing my intuitions on why I like one now more.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, I just feel like, yeah, it could be potentially like if South had a 14 count or like a prime 13 count with 6 hearts, they might jump to 3 hearts over a no trump, and now you're playing 3 hearts with a 6-2 fit on a combined 20 to 21 count.
Okay,
which is-
so you just take it as is heavier in your agreements.
Yeah, especially like in live auctions when I don't have to bid.
Okay.
Because West doubled. If West didn't double, I might still pass, but it's a bit more merit because you kind of want to keep it alive in case partner does you do have game and East decides to not do anything. I don't know how the play at the other table went, but this is pretty interesting because there's 2 options you can do. You can play a club up and hope clubs are 3-3. But then you kind of still have some troubles because they'll knock out your ace of hearts and then you don't have the immediate entry to your hand. Or you can float the queen of diamonds. But if that loses, then you don't have the time to go back to the clubs.
Let me pull up the play at the other table to see how that went. Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, so I guess Declare tried to set up the clubs before the diamonds because if the diamonds were on side anyways, you didn't really need to do that. You didn't really need them. It didn't really matter when you played it.
Oh, okay.
But the problem with the club is now let's say you play. Now you probably, if you play a club to the jack, you don't have any immediate entry to your hand before.
So the lead was replicated. It's down in the bottom right.
This Declare decided to flip it, so we have 2 separate approaches. Okay, and then the probably a heart.
Interesting.
I think at this point, Declare was kind of cold, because like you can just knock out the ace of spades to get 1 heart, 1 club, 3 diamonds, and 1 spade. From that position onwards, and South only has 2 more hearts to cash against you. So, yeah, so as long as Declared didn't do that and played a spade, they were fine.
Okay, I see.
Over here, let's see. I can't really see the trick count, but it looks like Declare has won a spade, won 2 hearts, and is going to win 4 clubs. So that will take, and then still has a diamond remaining. But yeah, Declare looks like we'll be making at least 1 overture, probably a lot more because the South hand is. Maybe not. If North wins, you'll need to underlead the ace of spades.
Yeah, which. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is technically. I was gonna say it might be technically possible because East would have had a 15 count with the queen of spades. So.
That would have been really nice. That would have been a very nice play.
Yeah.
But as it is.
There's some imps for Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So they should, this is win 5 or win this.
Okay. Well, so the final result is 30-9. So not the worst we saw today by far. So respectable showing from Georgia Tech Navy, but good stuff to WashU Green, who I'm gonna go and see if they want to be interviewed. Bruce, thank you so much for commentating. I hope it was fun.
All right. I guess yeah. I'll probably hop off, but thanks for having me here.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Go tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you. I hope I'm not burnt out from this. I think I'll
I'm
be
good.
fine though. But
Right.
yeah, let me run off and see if I can find some people to interview.
Right. Take care.
All right,
I'll
you
talk
too.
later.